Okay. Today I'm very happy to welcome Trista Robinson. She's an actress famous for starring in a lot of thriller and horror films. I'm very happy to welcome her tonight. How are you, Trista? Everything's fine?
I'm good. Yeah. How are you?
Everything is fine. Thank you very much.
Good.
I've been reading a lot about you preparing the interview, and I see that your father had a lot of influence about you becoming an actress. What can you tell me about it?
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. Actually, he has passed away. So it's
Mhm.
special that you brought him up. Yeah. My dad and I used to watch a lot of horror movies together, and
Yeah.
at that time I was an only child. It was just me and him, so it was real special to me. Yeah.
Really? And as well, you used to go to theater as well when you were a child with him?
Not with him, but his sister, my aunt, was an
Your
actress.
aunt.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she was an actress in the theater, and I really admired her, and
Mm-hmm.
that inspired me to get involved in theater.
In filmmaking. Yes. But tell me, do you remember when you were a child and a teenager, some favorite horror films that influenced your career later on?
Yeah, sure. We were really into Evil Dead. Um,
Really, the first one, the first Evil Dead. Okay.
yeah, all of them really. But
Y-
yeah,
uh,
the first one, the second one really, and then as well as Child's Play. I used
mm.
to.
The first one as well. It came late 80s, 90s. I saw that in cinema as well. The first ever Chucky film, Child's Play. I
Yeah,
remember it.
I love that one. I have great memories of that. You have such a nice accent, and you disappeared. I saw you before we went live,
Yes,
but
I'm
now
here,
you've
but I
vanished.
put you full screen. I'm here.
You're like
You
a
can see.
phantom voice, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm from Egypt, but I live in Ecuador in Latin America here 5 years. But I work in film distribution in the 90s and then television and film festivals. So I work in everything related to entertainment and also writing, translating. I have a book, by the way, about Dexter. If you like Dexter television series, I have a book about him.
You have a book. I'm vaguely familiar with this series. I'm not an expert in this series, but I'm interested in your book, certainly.
Yes, yes. I will send you the link. It's on Amazon in English and Spanish.
I would love
So,
that.
so see, and then tell me between your teenage and your studies, how did you decide to become an actress, to become a professional actress?
Sure, yeah. As I said, I watched a lot of horror with my dad, and then my aunt was an actress in the theater, which I found very inspiring. And then
Yes.
I'm very sensitive, so I'm rather emotional, and that doesn't come in handy in a lot of other professions, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it just suits me.
yes, and then do you remember how did you land your first role in a professional film? How did it happen for you? You found an agent first, or you got the role before getting an agent?
Oh, I've always I've had agents, of course, but I've always um most of my work has been through just relationships that I have with people rather than agents. I mean, agents have gotten me work, but
Yes.
most of the work that I'm proud of and yeah, has been just through personal relationships with like filmmakers and such. So I would say, I mean, I had other credits, but I kind of classify The Human Race as my first real role. um
Yes.
my real like leading role in a film. And that, I think I had auditioned for Paul Huff for another film, which didn't end up happening, but he remembered me so graciously. I should reach out to him. That's so nice of him. He remembered me from my audition from another film, and then
Yes.
called me in for The Human Race. So yeah, that had nothing to do with any sort of agent. It was just something I self-submitted on and then was called back in for.
Yes. But do you remember with the human race and your early roles like Purgatory Road as well? Do you remember how did you prepare for the role of each film?
How did I prepare? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes. How did you prepare for the characters, the role in each film?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. So for The Human
Mhm.
Race, I play a deaf character, so I prepared by watching a lot of. I had like a coach for the lines, so I met with her and I watched the YouTube links they sent me for the lines. But then I also started to going to like deaf church services just to see deaf people and how they communicate. And I had a deaf friend at the time who was
Uh-huh.
a drag queen who would like feel the vibrations for the music, which is amazing. And
Yes.
I was doing theater with that person, and that person helped me. I kind of helped that person because they didn't have a translator in the show we were doing, in the play we were doing, and that person also helped me with my role. So I really immersed myself as much as possible. I'm fascinated by deaf culture.
Mhm.
And for Purgatory Road, I prepared in kind of a different way. I was playing a serial killer, obviously, and I'm not going out and murdering people, but I was tapping into sort of her fears and resentments, and
Mhm.
she kind of operates on survival mode,
Mhm.
similar to like uh oh, what is that woman's name? Is it Aileen, the female serial killer? Is it Wuornos? Aileen Wuornos? But so she, not to justify what she was doing, but she's kind of getting by in the only way that she knows, and I can tap into like survival mechanisms and
Yes.
PTSD and CPTSD and that sort of thing. So I was tapping into the things that I could understand and
Yes.
relating rather than focusing on the things I can't understand, like murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But do you like more to portray a character who is the victim being chased down or being the villain who are chasing people?
Yeah, it's a great question. I have kind of an annoying, maybe non-answer. I really like both because I like the humanity in both, and my job is not to judge the character. It is to understand the character. So in
Yes.
any case, in any instance, I am um, driven by empathy, and
Yes.
and, and I just see it as a human rather than good or bad.
Mhm. Tell me, uh, what film did you like, featuring like what they call the final girl who survived? Which films do you remember liked in this kind of film?
Oh, like as like what kind of movies do I like?
Uh-huh.
Like Silence of the Lambs, Alien,
Really?
the things that everybody likes. Yeah. I don't have any cool obscure answer, like
Yeah.
very generic stuff.
Yeah. Tell me about your new film. You have a new film, A Girl and Her Demons, and reunite with you with Brian and Lawrence Abnett Bradley as well.
Yeah, thank
And
you for
you told me
asking.
you told me it was screened in Cannes Festival, 2 weeks ago. And I think it's in the special films, the short films. Tell me about it. I think it's a vertical film or a normal short film.
Yeah, thanks for asking. You have the best questions, by the way, and I really like your little description that you put on YouTube. It was very flattering, and I just appreciate all your research. You're very
You're
sweet.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Laurence, and Brian Avenay Bradley, they're some of my very best friends. This will be our
Yes.
this is our third project together. And so yes, it screened at the Fantastic Pavilion, which is part of the Cannes Film Festival. It is the first time that they've had the vertical festival there. It's a showcase for vertical. So our project is a vertical, but we're also aiming to make a feature, which is exciting. Yeah, so it showcased, it was one of only 2 selected from the US and 30 worldwide. So we didn't think it would be selected. We were very surprised that it was selected. We knew it was a long shot.
Yes. So without spoiling the film, what can you tell me about your character and what's going on in the film without spoiling it?
Yeah, that's very tricky because I'm obviously not allowed to spoil it, as you said. But okay, it's more of like a giallo than I've done and that they've done. And I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling it, to be honest with you. So in the vertical, which is different from the feature, I meet a man and I bring him home, and it's hard to know which one of us is dangerous to the other. And yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, very good.
Sorry.
So, how long is the film?
The film, like I said, we're aiming to make a feature, but the vertical was like 4 minutes and change. They're all pretty concise, the verticals, yeah.
Yes. Do you think we will see long films like feature films vertical in the future?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Maybe. Maybe.
I
Who
don't
knows?
know what people's attention spans are. I know right now they're keeping things short for people because that's what people do.
To watch it on their cell phone.
What did you say?
I say yes. It's a suitable format for people watching it on their cell phones and tablets. The vertical.
Yeah. I'm more of a horizontal person myself, but and I think they'll always, and most of the people I know are, so I think that there'll always be a market for people who love films. But yeah, right now people like short things on their phones, so yeah.
So I've seen that you have been credited as a producer as well. And I know a producer in independent film, he or she, they do a lot, because, it's a limited budget and you need to wrap everything under a certain timeline. So tell me about your experience behind the scene, working in independent film. And also, do you plan to write something, to direct something in the future?
Yeah, thanks for asking. These are great questions. I work as a producer sometimes mainly just because, like you said, when things are indie, you just kind of need to get things done. So if I have access to like a location or can do something to help out, why would I not do that? Yeah, so a lot of times it just comes out of that. A lot of times, like I said, I work because I work with my friends over and over, which is for me the best way to work. I'm very fortunate to have talented friends that I love to work with over and over. And that for me, why would I not help my friends? If I can do something, of course, I will help them. So that's kind of how I've wound up producing things, just going the extra mile on projects I'm attached to with people that I love.
Yes.
As far as writing and directing myself, I think I'm covering all your questions. As far as writing and directing myself,
Yes.
I have considered that. I'm a little, I get a little shy about things that I write, so I'm not very bold in that way, I guess. So I kind of thought I wanted to write and direct, but I moved a little more into casting, which I love. Casting for me checks a lot of boxes. So it's very creative. I love acting. Casting is very acting adjacent. Of course, I get excited when people are awesome, you know, because I love acting. I love to get my friends jobs who are awesome. I love to elevate projects I'm also acting in and get to work with my friends, and also getting to match up people that are talented with filmmakers that are talented. Casting for me has been very surprising and very gratifying. So I think more so than writing and directing my own projects, I've been moving into casting projects, which has been just really awesome for me.
Yes. Yes. Tell me, according to you, when you start in a horror or a thriller, what are the challenges you face in front of the camera? I mean, if you playing the victim or the villain, maybe you should run, you should have blood. I know that the material they used to have blood is very weird, you cannot take it off easily. You might have to wear prosthetics, makeup, wounds, stuff like that. So tell me, according to you, what were the challenges for you in front of the camera as well?
Okay, I thank you. Another really good question. Very thought-provoking. I as far as blood is concerned, I don't mind getting dirty. I have a very fair skin type that stains, so shaving cream mostly takes off blood. There's a lot of showering when you're getting bloody all the time. But I'm the
Yeah.
kind of person that like remains sort of pink even after I've done all the things to remove the blood. Some people can take off the blood and they look normal. I'm sort of like still stained pink. I don't know if that's going to cost me a job. Maybe I shouldn't say it, but it's true. So it does make things a little more challenging. It doesn't come off quite as easily. But I've done it so many times that mostly just shaving cream in a shower, I can work on it. I just still am a little pink.
Yes.
I have special effects artist that is near and dear to my heart that I like to work with specifically. Obviously, I work with whoever's hired on any set, but like I said, with I do casting. Sometimes I crew people too. And my friend Julie Hackney is my favorite special effects artist to work with. I'm hesitant to say that because I have other special effects artists that I love, but Julie and I go way back, and she's put a ton of prosthetics on me, and when you're working with prosthetics like that, you really have to have someone you trust, because it can be
Yes.
claustrophobic, it can be time intensive, it can be a little scary. So Julie is one of my very best friends, Julie Hackney, and she's a very illustrious effects artist, and I try to get her on as many jobs as I can with me because we have a great relationship. But I have other effects artists I love. For instance, Joe Castro is another effects artist that I absolutely love and trust and would work with over and over.
Yes. Tell me, do you have a dream character or a dream idea you like to play or implement?
A dream character or a dream idea. Oh, it's a really good question as well. I have some scripts that I've received from friends that we just don't have the money to make quite yet, that are like dream ideas that I can't spoil by talking about. Also, I get really excited about playing things I haven't played before. I have played a deaf woman, as we've talked about, and so I've often thought about playing a blind person and what that would be like. I also have a personal fear of going blind. So that's something that sort of haunts me. At any time I get something in my eye, which is like oddly frequent, I think I'm going blind. Blindness happens to run in my family, so I would be interested to play a blind character. It also is a fear.
Yes, yes. There are a lot of great actors and actresses who played blind character, you know. I remember Audrey Hepburn. She played a very good film, you know. I
A
think
Patch of Glue as well is a great film.
yes,
Yeah. I love Audrey Hepburn, by the way. Yeah.
yes, it was great. And you know, I want to ask you about, because you told me a lot of idea, a lot of scripts, but you know, you need to look for funding. Tell me, do you, if you are producing and you want to get funds for a new film, do you relies on friends or investors or crowdfunding on the internet? You know, on special websites like Indiegogo and crowdfunding and etc. What do you think the best way, or a little bit of here, a little bit of there?
Yeah, I'm not the expert. I'm terrible with money.
Okay.
Not really the person to ask. I'm a terrible business person. I look. If I love something enough, I will. I'll be committed to make it happen.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I have scripts come my way that I am deliberating on how to do just that. I haven't done much crowdfunding myself. I know it's very popular. People do it quite frequently with much success. A lot of the projects that I do with my friends are sort of self-funded and with additional investors. But I do think a lot of the times, and it's just speculation, it's just my opinion, but a lot of the times I think the crowdfunding can be especially helpful if you've maybe made your film but need finishing funds or something like that. You know, if you've already got something to show. But that's just my opinion. I'm certainly not an expert in crowdfunding at all.
Great. Trista, I want to thank you very much for the interview. It was a great pleasure having you today.
Thank you. You're so nice. Thank you so much.
I wish you all the best in your upcoming roles, and I hope from Final Girl to, you know, to villain, to all the characters you played, you get more interesting projects to showcase your talent. And I look forward to see the vertical, and also if it will be developed into a film or a series. I look forward for it as well.
Thank you very much. You've been very kind, and I hope you stay safe in the storm over there.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and I sure will invite you when you have a new project to announce again.
I would love that. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.